Hey everyone, welcome back to Haxshadow. As you've probably already guessed from the thumbnail and what's on my screen, today's video is about Grok 4.5. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to access and use the Grok 4.5 API for free through a compatible text editor or AI coding environment. We'll go through the setup process step by step so you can start using it as quickly as possible. One important thing to keep in mind, this free access is available for a limited time through the ZenMax platform. Promotions like this can change or end at any time, so if you're interested, it's a good idea to take advantage of it while it's still available. So let's get everything set up and see how you can start using Grok 4.5 for free. As you can see, we're now on the platform's website, and it clearly shows that this offer is currently available for free. However, I'd like to remind you once again that this is a limited time offer. If you're watching this video while the promotion is still active, I recommend setting it up as soon as possible so you can take advantage of the free access before it expires. Now, let's move on to the models section. We'll browse through the available models, and as you can see, Grok 4.5 is listed there. Let's select it and make sure everything is ready before we start testing its capabilities. Now that we've selected the model, the next step is to choose a compatible AI text editor to use it with. For this tutorial, I'll be using OpenCode, but you can use any compatible editor that supports API integration. So let's download OpenCode, install it on our computer, and get everything ready for the setup. Once it's installed, we'll connect it to the API and start using Grok 4.5 directly from the editor. Let's go through the installation process step by step. All right, the download is complete. Now, let's install OpenCode on our computer and launch it. Once it's open, we'll go through the required settings and configure everything step by step. Don't worry, the setup process is quick and straightforward. Just follow along and we'll have everything ready in just a few minutes. Let's jump into the configuration and get everything set up. All right, OpenCode is now up and running. The next step is to configure it so we can start using the model. First, open the Settings menu, then navigate to the Provider section. From there, select Custom Provider so we can manually configure all the required settings. I recommend watching this part carefully because every setting is important. If even one value is entered incorrectly, the connection may not work as expected. Just follow the configuration exactly as shown on the screen, and you should have everything set up without any issues. Once the setup is complete, we'll connect to the API and start testing the model. I've already created my API key, but if you haven't, you can create one first. The process is straightforward and similar to generating an API key on most AI platforms. Just follow the platform's instructions, and you'll have your key ready in a few minutes. Once you have your API key, enter it exactly where I'm placing mine in the settings. Then, when selecting the model, make sure you choose the same model and configuration that I'm using in this tutorial. Selecting the wrong model or entering incorrect settings may prevent everything from working properly. Watch this part carefully and copy each setting exactly as shown on the screen. Once everything is configured correctly, we'll be ready to connect to the API and start using the model. As you can see, the model is responding correctly. Every time I send a prompt, it replies almost instantly, which shows that everything is connected and working as expected. Next, I'm going to ask it to build a simple game so we can see how well it handles a real coding task. However, I ran into a small issue. I already had several other projects open in the same workspace, which could affect the results or cause unnecessary confusion. To avoid that, I closed everything and started with a clean project. Then, I explained the requirements more clearly and submitted the prompt again. This gives the model a clean environment and a much better understanding of what I want it to build. Now, let's see if it can successfully generate the game and how good the final result turns out to be. As you can see, the game has been generated successfully. Now that we've tested it, I'm happy to say that it turned out really well. The game runs smoothly, the overall structure is solid, and the AI did an impressive job on the very first attempt. Considering that this was generated from a single prompt, the quality is quite impressive. Of course, you can always ask the model to add new features, improve the design, or make gameplay adjustments. But even the initial version is already a great starting point. Overall, I'm genuinely impressed with the result. It did an excellent job creating the game, especially on the first try.
If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to drop a comment telling me what kind of videos you want to see next.